Hey guys! In this video I'll break down all the new features that were introduced in Star Atlas's R2 Showroom update. Amid so much turmoil and uncertainty in the markets, it is important to remember that brighter days will come and that some teams just keep on building no matter what. Star Atlas is definitely one of them, and they recently released the much awaited R2 Showroom update, which introduces dogfights and spaceship racing. Beyond the pure excitement of being able to finally fly, I was curious to see how ship models turned out. As you might remember from my first video covering Star Atlas, it has astonishing graphics powered by Unreal Engine 5. I know for a fact that the team has delayed the release of flying, just so they could focus more on building the ships, and that means designing the interiors as well. In order to maintain the same level of immersion, players are able to fully interact with the ships from onboarding to flying. Even if you own only the cheapest Pearce X4, you'll gain access for free to Floyd Aerospace 1. You can summon it using the command terminal scattered all across the showroom, but if you choose to do so at the outdoor landing pads, you will also be able to board and fly it. And by that I mean literally opening the hatch, using the elevator and reaching the cockpit, not just getting teleported inside the ship. Players can also try out Pearce X4, which has its own special mini-game, a checkpoint racing track. Important to note that by default it is set on hover mode, so in order to get off the ground, first press the default key H. There is also a leaderboard keeping track of the fastest times across the circuit. If you miss a gate, you lose 5 seconds, but you can also recoup 2 seconds for each target shot, as the Pearce X4 is equipped with lasers. Flying around amplified the feeling of space exploration, and I couldn't help but wonder how the capital ships would feel like maneuvering through the galaxy. Animations were precise and extremely detailed. For example, I loved how the engines turned as I was accelerating or braking. When it comes to the showroom, new customizable character models have been introduced, hinting at the multitude of races scattered across the galaxy. If solo racing is not your style, you should know that in the flight trainer section, you can also find a dogfight mode. Once again, you need to take control of Pearce X4 and defeat increasingly challenging waves of enemies. I couldn't figure out if secondary missiles also locked onto a target, so I mainly used the lasers. It takes a bit of practice to get accustomed with the dynamics, but it requires a lot of training to become an ace. For me, switching to the cockpit point of view worked better, not to mention feeling like a Resistance pilot from Star Wars. This game mode is also subject to a leaderboard, so I can easily see a competitive potential. Actually, I'm not the only one, as during the Solana Lisbon event, members of the pro esports organization G2 measured their prowess in Star Atlas's dogfights. Overall, I'm eager to see what the future holds for Star Atlas, from both a gaming as well as a tech perspective. What I mean by this is that the team is hell-bent on building on Solana, despite any FUD or setbacks. According to them, no other blockchain could have supported a game of this magnitude. It is important to note that L2 rollups were still in research and development at the time when Star Atlas began building their magnum opus. I'd be curious to know if this stance had changed now that both optimistic and zero-knowledge rollups have launched mainnets or are close to. Or maybe a sovereign Cosmos app chain similar to what DYDX is building. Nonetheless, I truly hope Solana will return to its former glory, fix its downtime, and become more decentralized. I hope you found value in this video, and if that was the case, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.